Hello, everyone. My name is Clumsy. Welcome back. Today we are going to do the weekly challenges overview, assistance, kind of give you hints if you're trying or struggling with the weekly events. I do this every week to maybe help out new players and to help players that are just need a little bit of assistance. So I wanted to get in here and take a look at what the weekly challenges are for July 16th, 2024 till July 22nd, 2024. And we'll just start at the top here and we will make some comments on them. Before we start, I do want to say if you plan on doing a bunch of these all at once, if you have a score boost refill, that's the options button up at the top for me, use it. You will get a 25% bonus on each one of these. So the 1,000 will turn into 1,250. The 1,500 will turn out to 1,220, let me see, 500 plus 120, 1,875. So you'll get a big boost for each one of these that you can complete in one sitting for the next 24 hours. And it also applies to your dailies. So let's have a look at these. We'll start at the top and we'll work our way down and we'll see how hard these might be this week. So, of course, complete a gold star challenge. If you do all of your daily quests every day, you will complete this on Thursday. Since this is the new week, you have Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and then Thursdays. Daily challenges complete. So you won't be able to get this one until Thursday or later. So just make sure you do your dailies every week also, every day that you can. And that should be an easy one. Build a wall, a floor, wall, or roof in a workshop or camp in free cam mode. So this is pretty simple. You just build 25 walls, floors, or roofs, but you have to use free cam mode. So you have to make sure that you change to free cam while you're in your camp or your workshop and building that. If you're low on building materials, pretty much every workshop that you take over gives you a limited number of free resources to build with that you can use once you take it over. So if you wanted to get that one done for free, take over a workshop, go into your free cam mode. You can literally just build 25 wooden foundations and they should be able to be made, or some combination of those. That's a pretty simple one. Complete an event in a forest region. So this, I was looking at this. This actually ties into another event, another challenge you have this week, and I kind of wanted to help you out with these. So forest region is pretty much anything from here. It's pretty big. All the way up to this mountains here. So this is all considered forest, okay? Right here, your Savage Divide, and then right here and above is the Toxic Valley. But this area right here is forest. So if it has that little green or transitioning to this color, you are in a safe area. You can always go here and you can look for events, and or you can just scan the map. You can zoom out and you can go, do I see an event here? It does not have to be a public event. It can be any event. So for example, right now, there does not seem to be an event going on in the forest. However, if you travel to the forest, sometimes you can trigger an event. And these will count if you do a public event. So a great public event to do this in would be kill insects. And I'll tell you why. Because if you see tea time show up right here, you're going to get all 30 insects at once. You're going to get credit for one of those events. And it's just like a 2-for-1 there. Some other good ones, leader of the pack. You can always do the ones in Morgantown that will trigger, like the food processing one. On the beat in Morgantown, where you follow the Protectron. You can go here and trigger the Scorched one, where you're causing a vertebrate to land. I forgot the name of it, but there are a number of these events that you kind of have to go to and trigger by showing up there. They are on a timer, so if someone else has done it, then it may not trigger, but uh, those are some really good examples of some of the ones you can do. Um, let's see. Then let's take a look at the other ones here. So you just need to get 3 of them. And the fact that if you're on a busy server, you'll see them pop up if anybody's in the forest. So what I would recommend is check the all section here. So there's not a lot of events going on right now. Project Beanstalk looks like it showed up, and that's usually in the forest. So let's open the map again and see if it refreshes. So now we have Project Beanstalk here. You sometimes have to refresh the map by leaving it and coming back, but that would work. So that's a pretty simple one to do, and I might have given more info than you needed on it, but again, for new players. Cripple an enemy's limb. This is pretty, again, pretty easy, and it's any enemies in a limb. You do not have to worry about the type of enemy, so you can get Scorch, you can get insects, you can get Yaoguais, you can get Death Claws, you can get Super Mutants. As far as the act of crippling a limb, you have to target the limb in vats using concentrated fire as a perk. So didn't mean to jump, but I am a little excited. So you have to have this perk, Concentrated Fire, and having just rank 1 is perfect for this. And you would just, when you go into VATS, you just change the target to either the legs, the arms. You can even target their head. That is considered a limb. So pretty simple to do. You just have to shoot that body part over and over again until it gets crippled, and you'll get credit for one of those. If you are a melee user and you don't really have concentrated fire or don't really want to use concentrated fire, you'll have to aim specifically for that part and hit it. It's going to be way more difficult. So I usually recommend to people just have one level of concentrated fire, and maybe get a if you got like a shotgun. If you're not really a melee user, just switch to a shotgun real quick. That'll help cripple limbs a lot easier. Let's go on to the next one. Drink Nuka-Cola Cherry. This is pretty simple. So you can buy Nuka-Cola's cherry at a couple locations if you don't have any. You can get some here in the White Springs Refuge. Let me get into some power armor real quick, and I will take you to the locations. So I usually like to save any Nuka-Colas, all flavors that I have, at least 5, because there's always going to be one of these challenges showing up. But there's 2 locations you can buy Nuka-Colas over and over and over again. The one is the White Springs Refuge, and you have to buy it from Bubbles, the Miss Handy. And we will head over to her now to show you. So from the fast travel location here, you're just going to go through here, then run down here, and you're going to go right here. And there's Bubbles. If you go to trade with her, she usually sells a random number of Nuka-Cola things. For example, I'm going to buy these regular ones, but you buy the 3 cherries. If she doesn't have enough, like she only had 3, you can literally log off, log on, and buy them, and then you're fine. She'll reset her inventory as long as you join a different server. If you're playing with friends and you go back to the same server, she's still going to be sold out. You can also go to Nuka World on tour here, and this would be a better option if you are playing with friends. Buy some from Bubbles, then go to Nuka World on tour, and there's a vendor that also sells more of the Nuka-Cola products. And once we sign fast travel in here, I will show you how to get there from the fast travel location. So you'll show up here. You're just going to turn a little bit left, look for the Wild West Showdown, and then follow this path. And you're actually just going to follow this trail. You're going to this vending machine. This is actually a something you can interact with, the Nuka-Cola vending machine, and there's another cherry there. So it's kind of lucked out there, or didn't luck out there. You would be one short. You'd have to server hop, but you can get all of them by just doing a quick server hop. Real easy to do. Let's go back to the challenges then. So we've already talked about killing insects. Some other places that are pretty good for killing insects, just anywhere where you notice insects spawn. So the giant teapot spawns them. Camp Adams, if you do Campfire Tales, will have them. This will have Tea Time, and those again are events in the forest that would give you credit for the weekly ones. If we jump over to some of the other areas off the top of my head, Aaron Holt Homestead has a bunch of bloatflies, stingwings, rad roaches there, probably about 10-ish that you can get easily. If we're going to go over into the Savage Divide area, not a ton of places that have insects. So as I'm looking through here, nothing comes to mind or goes off, rings a bell. But that's okay. You can jump over to the mire, and there's a couple places that I like to go to. Actually, there's probably two that I really like to go to. The Southampton Estate usually has 5 blood bugs. The Hunter Shack has 2 ticks. And there are ticks also right here at Moonshiner's Shack, right next to Vault 76. There's 2 or 3 there. Alternatively, you can go to Freddy Fear's House of Scares, and right up around here where Bob the Magical Fish is, there is a cave. It's not a location. You just kind of have to work your way up there. There's a bunch of bloatflies, and there's a bunch of other bugs up there. Sometimes there's honeybees. It's an off-map location. There's no fast travel to it, so this is the closest place to get to and go up to. Also, any large body of water in the mire, if you made it to the Thunder Mountain Power Station and you kind of wandered this area, you would encounter some. And then also down here, you would get a couple. I know that when I go to Valley Galleria and I make my way towards the ransacked bunker, just going from here to here, you're going to get a bunch of more blood bugs or stingwings. And there is a random chance to get insects to spawn at the treetops. It's not guaranteed. Sometimes you will get something else, like honeybees. Honeybees might count as insects, but they also might count as cryptids, so I'm not too sure on that. But hopefully that helps you out a bit. Let's go on to the next thing. Excuse me. So, kill Yao Guai, 3 of them. So, I will kind of show you some places that I like to go to for my Yao Guai killings. You can go to Site Alpha. And we will wait for this to get us here. And I'll show you where there is actually 2 bears that can spawn here. So when you normally come in here, you'll sometimes see a bear here. There's a bear. So we'll kill that bear. We'll miss, but that's all right. Okay. And then if you follow this trail up, there is a named bear that that counts. So we'll run up here real quick. And what you're going to do is, I just like to tell people, just follow this little path here. There'll be an area, just follow it along to the side here, turn with it. And then right around here, come on up. That's someone's camp, so you wouldn't always see that there. But right past this area here, in this area up here, there is a named bear called Diseased Son of Fluffy. He does not appear to be here right now. Let's have a look and see if we can find it. He usually spawns right here. So that is another bear. It will count to help you check that mark. Then let's go to some other places that I like to just check for bears. So we can go to the Savage Divide. I like to go to, actually, the Philippi Battle Cemetery in Toxic Valley has a bear. Turn that down a little bit. So if you zone in and you just go right up here, there's usually a bear right there. And we have that Yao Guai. So get credit for that one. There goes his body. All right. Let's take you to another place here. So if we go to White Springs, there is a bear in a cave, and I like to go to Miner's Monument because it's really close to that. It's not close to here, it's closer to here. So show you another fast travel route. Let's see if we get lucky and get this bear also. Okay, so we are at the, again, Miner's Monument. So what you're going to do when you zone in is just turn right a little bit. Got another player camp here, it looks like. Or no, it's a... That's kind of weird. I haven't seen that before. I wonder if it's glitching or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm tripping. So anyway, you're gonna make your way just up this area right here, and what you're looking for is this opening right here, and then you want to check out this rock formation here, and if you go behind it, there's a cave opening, and there is a sleeping bear usually right here. And he is not here, but this is where the bear will spawn. So, and I'll show you one more location where you can get another 2 bears. So let's go on to there. The last place is if you go to Mountainside Bed and Breakfast. Of course, there are other places where the bears will spawn. Actually, I got another place. I'll show you guys one more place. But we will probably get it here because this is one of the places that is less popular because it's a little harder to get the fast travel location than most since it's kind of out of the way. But once you spawn in, just kind of run toward on these rocks right here. What you're going to be looking for is down here. See, I can see a bear right there already. And you can drop down right here, and there's usually 2 bears if you look. So there's usually one on this side, and there's usually one over here on this side. But we have 1, and we have 2. So again, Mountainside Bed and Breakfast, got another 2. And we are going to go to one more location, which is, again, in the mire. We're going to go to Dolly Sod's Wilderness. Dolly Sod's has a guaranteed bear spawn right outside of its door if it hasn't been killed yet. So we'll take a look at that one. And this one appears to be dead. So normally right about where my crosshairs are, you will see a bear. But you can also sometimes see a bear if you just turn left and go straight as if you're going to Dolly Sods. I would suggest that you kind of keep hitting your VATS button to target the nearest enemy. You could sometimes find one on the path here. It looks like someone has cleared this way because they've taken over the workshop over there. But right about where these ticks were, you can find another bear sometimes. That one's random. See, actually, there's the corpse of it. So someone has found it and they took care of it. So I think that's given you probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 places where you can get a bear, or, bear spawns. So let's take a look at the next stuff here. The last three are simple. These are I don't know, these are like, to me, really good because scrap junk, scrap steel, scrap wood. These are items that are pretty common in the world, and you can actually bulk them if you already have them and then scrap the bulk item. So if you have 30 of these in your stash box, you will get this done for free. I will show you what I mean real quick before we end the video, just in case you are not familiar with this process. So you go to a tinker's workbench, and let's say you have the 30 wood, 30 glass, 30 steel in your inventory or in your stash box. It's great if you're here because it'll count it. You go to the tinker's workbench and you just go to bulk. Now, the thing about bulking is it kind of wraps all those things up together, and you have to have some plastic. So you need 2 plastic per thing you bulk. But if you go down to like glass, for example, see how the requirements are 15 glass shards and 2 plastic. So you would have to make 2 of these to get the 30. But it's super easy to get. With steel, you would just need 1 because bulking steel is 30 pieces. And then wood is also 30 pieces. So once you bulk them, it makes it into a new item essentially. And then all you have to do is go to your junk tab and scrap them. So if I scrap this right now, I'd get credit for 15 of those glass shards to be scrapped. And the next one I do, I'll get the atoms for. I want to save this and try to get a score boost before I do it again, but each one of these can be done. So pretty simple week. Hope that helps you guys. And remember, if you have a score boost, use it. I don't recommend spending 100 atoms to buy a score boost. It doesn't seem like it's worth it unless you are just so close to getting that next rank and you're going to have atoms available for free. And actually, let's go to seasons real quick. For example, if you're struggling to get to the next rank and you know that if you spend 100 atoms, you'll break it and you'll get into this category here where you can claim 200, maybe. Again, it's kind of a waste. But if you just want to really push it and you think you need to hit them as much as you can, go ahead and do it. If your calculations say that you need that particular item to push to rank 150 or 100, there's no harm in doing it. And you can always, if you make it to 150, you can always buy those atoms back. So I do hope that helps y'all. Let me know if it was easy for you to complete these challenges this week. They do seem pretty simple, not too complicated. So again, remember, use those score boosts. I will see you next week. You have a good day. Bye-bye.